Sebastian wrote her voices like a bell. She's a sister. Mary.
I'm calling the internet police.
In the fantastical realm of make-believe where mermaids sing underwater and animals converse in fluent English, one might think that the color of a fictional character's skin would be the least of our concerns. Especially with everything else going on in the world right now. Unfortunately, here we are in the year 2024 observing a curious phenomenon. Conservatives over the age of 35 collectively losing their freaking minds over an 8-year-old black Ariel in a new Disney Junior show made for preschoolers. No, I am not making this up. I only learned about this show because I dared to open Twitter the day that it released on Disney+. So why don't we take a look at some of these tweets, cause some of them are kinda wild.
Why is Ariel black? It makes no sense. Oh, but they kept her red hair.
Okay, a pitiated woman who is a bit homophobic, but very transphobic. And so is the fucking TERFs, I fucking swear to God. Anyway, I actually responded to this tweet directly, and her response was even more wild. Because she's a fictional character and can be reinterpreted however they want. Also, why are you TERFs so freaking racist?
It's racist to make her black. Sweet, sweet chocolate. I always hated it!
And yes, that was my old lady from SpongeBob impression. I hope you enjoyed it.
You look stupid, you look like a fool, people are making fun of you.
Hey, Disney. Please make original black characters. I'm 100% sure that young black kids want original stories and characters for them to relate to. You don't need to take Ariel and twist her into this. It's so unnecessary.
Okay, Hannah, unless you're a little black girl yourself, you should probably just speak for yourself. Because there are plenty of kids and even adults that are thoroughly enjoying this, so who are you to take that away from them just because black mermaids make you uncomfortable? I hope that subtle racism gives you all the commissions you need.
Imagine being so down that making a preschool series based on a classic Disney film with her being black is now a win. They don't care about Ariel, only her iconic status and getting white people mad.
Well, if that's the goal, then they did win because you sound pretty mad about it.
It's less about getting white people made. Rather, what is important to them is the possibility of destroying white culture and self-respect of white children because they want to make slaves out of them.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
These people are the bigots they accuse everyone else of being.
It's about to be summertime and y'all still hating. Do I give a
No, not one.
How many do I give?
0.
Exactly, so therefore your comment is irrelevant.
Damn!
I can't even respond to this level of crazy, so I'm not going to. But yeah, these people are out there. They're freaking wild, man.
This new Ariel series needs to go. This is worse than these commercials with the Roots.
Dude, how about you go? Because I don't even know what you're talking about. You clearly watch way too much TV. What commercials is he talking about? Let me know in the comments, twink. I also had this really lovely conversation with this very patriotic woman named Clarice, and I'm not going to read it out loud because frankly, I am not comfortable saying the things that she said. For whatever reason, our argument about a black Ariel went to the wayside, and she started, spouting off about children's genitals, and frankly, I'm not going to repeat that.
Oh dear, that's not good. I feel the need to say the F word now.
Also, according to this one YouTube user, I need to have my gay card revoked.
Show me if you can get far. Step on the gas.
Step on the gas, step on the gas.
Step on the brakes.
What are you doing? We're not here for that.
Oh yeah.
We're here to revoke your gay card, bitch.
Seriously? For what?
Because that guy said we should.
Wait, no! Let me explain!
Shut your damn mouth, peon!
No!
What the hell is this?
Oh yeah, I forgot. The LGB without the T queers revoked my gay card years ago when I started hanging out with trans people. Apparently calling a trans man sexy meant that I'm no longer homosexual.
That is so fucking dumb. We'll go get it back for you.
And then we'll take it from you again.
What the fuck just happened?
Anyway, good luck with that. Hopefully I get my gay card back. That would be pretty cool. But going back to some of these tweets, it's almost as if the real absurdity isn't the concept of mermaids existing at all, but rather that they might have melanin. Let's ask a Disney expert. Hey Horace Horsecollar, do mermaids have melanin?
Do sea cucumbers secrete holothorin?
Are you talking about dick?
Yes.
Frankly, I'm gonna be really honest with you. The only 3 things that really appalled me about this new series is that the mermen seem to be wearing human t-shirts. Like, first of all, bring me back my shirtless merman. And also, like, why didn't they name this kid Urchin? We really need a callback to our forgotten merboy, okay?
Magic, make Sebastian big!
I put a whole bag of jelly beans up my ass.
And then lastly, and most importantly, why hasn't this iteration of King Triton slid into my DMs yet? Dear Triton, I will show you my trident if you show me your underwater grotto. Can someone get me some water? Because I am parched.
Thank you for saving me. I was so thirsty.
Kim Kardashian.
I am so sorry. My mind wanders and I am filthy.
The dashier, the better.
The behavior that you exhibited was whore-like. The whore jumped out, and then it jumped back in.
Alrighty, if we're gonna continue being honest, I have to be honest about another thing. I only watched the first episode on Disney Plus before deciding to find something else.
You bitch! How dare you?
Frankly, because contrary to popular belief, I am not in preschool, and this series is not for me. But you know who it is for? It's for these little ones.
Said under the sea, yeah. Darling, it's better down where it's wetter. Take it from me. Oh, up on the shore they work all day. Out in the sun they slave away. While we devoting full time to floating under the sea. The nude played a flute, the cop played a harp.
Alrighty, let us break this down as best we can. Ariel, the beloved red-haired mermaid based on Hans Christian Andersen's 1837 fairy tale, has undergone numerous transformations over the years. Beyond her shift from mermaid to human, or even from mermaid to human to dead to air maiden in more faithful adaptations, Disney's version of The Little Mermaid has also evolved.
Okay.
From the 1989 animated classic to the Broadway adaptation, and also an underwhelming live-action remake from 2023, which I'll go into more detail about in my Little Mermaid animated adaptation documentary, and also from the Once Upon a Time series. Each version of Ariel has brought something new to the table. For instance, in Once Upon a Time, Ariel can turn into a human without even meeting Ursula, who is kind of portrayed as like a deity granting human forms to mer people 3 days of the year. Each interpretation reinvents Ariel slightly, showcasing her adaptability as a fictional character. And of course, we need some Kingdom Hearts representation too.
Are you winning, son?
I think so.
Hey, what, man? Don't take that in DMV, man. Take my picture.
But nobody cries about the Disney canon for this shite, and that's probably because at least she's still white. She's a mermaid for Triton's sake, a creature whose very existence defies the laws of nature and biology. Like, why do we care so much? Who hurt you before? Like, was it a black mermaid? Or, be honest, was it Daddy?
His Majesty, King Triton!
Daddy?
We came to find the keyhole.
The what?
Oh, yuck! I said your keyhole, bitch!
It's really funny to me how conservatives seem to cling to her 1989 animated depiction with a conviction usually reserved for constitutional amendments. or storming the Capitol. As they proclaim on Twitter and even TikTok what mermaids should really look like. And no, I am not kidding. Assuming mermaids would be marine mammals, they would probably look like this, by the way.
Do you shave your pussy?
As I mentioned before, Ariel herself is based off of an even older fairy tale by Hans Christian Andersen. This fairy tale is so dark, and honestly it has a very tragic ending, which is my favorite kind of ending, by the way.
Sis, snap off your wig.
But Ariel isn't really the definitive version of The Little Mermaid either. Hans Christian Andersen's version of The Little Mermaid is the definitive Little Mermaid. And it's been reinterpreted time and time again. And if these angry conservatives are as traditionalist as they claim, they should be angry that Ariel doesn't die in the end of the 1989 film, like she does in the original story. At least be consistent.
Period, bitch! Period!
Also, The Little Mermaid has been portrayed as Asian in Happily Ever After on HBO, and that goes back to 1997.
I trade this tail for some legs, maybe even a chance. Oh, what am I gonna do?
Mermaids are weird.
She's not blinking.
Flapjack, mermaids are weird!
And she's also been depicted as a blonde mermaid named Marina, as well as a blonde mermaid named Marina. Again.
Marina, why don't we take a picnic basket and go to the undersea mountains?
No. Huh? I want to be alone. Please go without me, Winnie.
I'm about to beat this bitch up.
And also whatever the fuck this one is.
Every creature in the sea can come.
What the fuck?
Actually, I do have a video on this one specifically. You should go watch that one after this, Twink.
Just do as I tell you, Twink. Okay.
Now, imagine, if you will, a world where every character remains static and unchanging and immune to the creative whims of artists and writers. A world where Link would never wear trousers and would forever remain brunette or pantsless. Where Sherlock Holmes never left Victorian London or donned anything other than a deerstalker hat. And let's be real for a second, Lucy Liu as Watson is freaking amazing, and I could always use a little bit more of Johnny Lee Miller in my life. And Cinderella would perpetually be a plain country bumpkin looking for a prince to join her hand in marriage.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Oh wait, Cinderella was portrayed by Brandy, a black actress, in Disney's 1997 version of the Roger and Hammerstein musical. I forgot about that. Not really. This version was actually widely praised for its casting specifically. Interestingly, I can't find much evidence to suggest that fringe conservative groups were upset about this at the time, but then again, the 90s were kind of a unique era. Mostly because we didn't have Twitter or Facebook yet, so people weren't constantly sharing every thought that they had with the world. Those were the days, my friend.
Those were the days, my friend. We thought they'd never end.
And guess what? They ended.
How could this happen to me? I made my mistakes.
Now, while enjoying fiction, you're expected to suspend disbelief. And if you're willing to suspend disbelief to accept mermaids, talking crabs, and singing under the sea creatures, Why is it so hard for us to accept a black mermaid, even if that black mermaid happens to be our millennial queen Ariel? And girl, let's not forget that there was a black and deaf mermaid in the original TV series. Like, Ariel was all about that representation, okay? And to be honest, this is not the worst thing Disney has ever done with Disney's The Little Mermaid.
Let the music move you. You can do it.
Don't be shy, let the music inside and dance, dance.
Stop! My God,
While it's true that diversity can sometimes feel shoehorned in as a superficial display of solidarity, mainly for profit, which, by the way, is a real conversation that we should absolutely be having, but the outrage created by this little cartoon for preschoolers is just so unnecessary. And honestly, as valid as some of the points are considering faux diversity or diversity for profit, a lot of the outrage caused by this show specifically never really seems to be coming from a good place. These people actually think it's racist towards white people, and they actually think that we're trying to enslave white children. So, like, there you go.
Wait a minute.
And you know what? I get it to a degree. I don't agree with it at all, but I do understand where a lot of people are coming from. Mainly because I do love the original Ariel, more than I love these two black Ariels. But it has nothing to do with their skin color. It has everything to do with my own nostalgia. And I'm speaking as a brown person. I still sing Stormy's theme song from the animated series, and even Harmony. That was a freaking banger.
Under the sea.
Oh man, that's your solution to everything, to move under the sea. It's not gonna happen.
These songs still freaking slap, and I still get the warm and fuzzies when I boot up my NES and hear that 8-bit music from the Little Mermaid NES game. But again, that was made for me and the rest of us elder millennials when we were kids. We are not kids anymore. Therefore, this version is not made for us, and we need to accept that. It's made for our preschoolers, and we should love that for them. If anything, maybe it'll get them curious about the media that we grew up with. For example, my son and I have been replaying all of the Kingdom Hearts games. Not only did this get him interested in the games that I grew up with, but he wanted to watch all the Disney movies too that were featured in the games, therefore gaining interest in the media that I grew up with. And honestly, we've been able to bond a lot over it. Then there was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. I fucking loved it, by the way. But again, this got my son interested in the first live-action TMNT movies that I also grew up with. My son did not enjoy them, which actually broke my heart. It's okay, I left the house to go get milk right after, and I never came back. But to be fair, I also didn't like my parents' version of the Chipmunks. Like, what the was this shit? Like, ew. And my mom was, absolutely devastated.
You're a disappointment.
But to drive back the point, like, you know, this was not made for us. It was made for our preschoolers. And kids aren't freaking dumb. They know the difference between black Ariel and white Ariel. But it's not kids who freaking care about that difference. It's grown-ass adults, and that is fucking weird.
Weird, buddy. You're weird.
If anything, we should be really happy that they have this version, because if anything, it might pique their curiosity to other Little Mermaid multimedia that we grew up with, or, you know, even beyond. We should encourage our kids to be curious and explore not only just different versions of The Little Mermaid, which sounds ridiculous saying out loud, but all aspects of life. Curiosity is a powerful tool that helps shape minds. Okay, we might have grown up with a white Ariel, but that was our Ariel. And passing down our prejudices onto children is really a disservice to them.
You ungrateful he-bitch.
The Ariel in Disney Junior, and even in the Disney remake, is black. That is a matter of fact. That does not mean that the original Ariel is now black. She is still white, and she is still our Ariel. They can all coexist.
Smack my ass.
This is my little brother.
Dick.
This is
Pussy.
and this is
Poppy.
No. I said no. You can kill all that right now. Like at this moment, stop.
At the end of the day, what I'm really trying to say is you can like white Ariel, you can even like black Ariel, and other black Ariel. They're all valid, you know? Like, it really depends on what you like, but don't try to take that away from other people who enjoy things that you don't enjoy. And more importantly, do not pass down your racism down to your children, Karen. Can you tell I'm a teacher? Well, actually, I'm a paleontologist, but I've been working in education for my entire adult life. Speaking of kids and education, I have a children's book out. Meet Alberto. Alberto is basically me because that is my middle name. And if you have little ones who are into fossils, this book is a fantastic introduction into paleontology. I will drop the link down below if you want to check it out and help support.
Shut up and take my money!
Conservatives, the crazy ones anyway, now let's be real, they're mostly crazy, argue that it's about staying true to the source material, yet they conveniently forget the source material where the Little Mermaid originates, where, you know, she fucking dies at the end. Did I mention that the Little Mermaid dies at the end? Probably did. She also has her tongue cut out of her face and bleeds profusely with every step that she takes.
Every dainty footstep you take on land will feel like you're walking on broken glass.
Honestly, sounds like a regular Tuesday night for me.
I don't think it's nice you laughing.
And let's not ignore the fact that many beloved characters have been reinterpreted time and time again. Like fucking Robin Hood, for Christ's sakes, was reimagined into a furry for the Disney version. And his voice does kinda do something for me, not gonna lie.
A hero? Did you hear that, Johnny? We've just been pardoned.
Oh my gosh, so creamy.
And let's also not forget Santa Claus, originally depicted as a stern figure who donned tan rags and supported the Union during the Civil War. Yes, really, OG American Santa was very anti-slavery. So Santa in America, as we know him today, was created by Civil War cartoonist Thomas Nast in 1862 for the Harper's Weekly. The good old Saint Nick tie-in from older myths would eventually come in sometime later, but this video ain't about him. Santa was transformed about 70 years later by Coca-Cola of all things, and they would help shape Santa into the jolly, rotund man that we know and love today. Also Smash.
The flavors are melting on my tongue!
Nobody gets mad over small white elves becoming jolly white daddy bears. But did people get mad over Black Santa? Of course they did. Anytime traditionally white characters are portrayed as any other shade darker than pale, all hell fucking breaks loose.
You know, one thing that I've always found a little bit fascinating is that mermaids exist in almost every single culture. Almost every single society, even landlocked societies, have some type of mermaid mythology. It's kinda fascinating when you really think about it.
Yeah, you're right, Horace Horsebottom. Mermaids actually do appear in pretty much every mythology across the planet. Thus reaffirming my belief that white people only get mad when traditionally white characters become brown. If we want to jump into modern fiction, which I largely consider modern mythology, people were also really mad about Miles Morales too, but he's become one of the most beloved reinterpretations of Spider-Man, and for good reason. He's awesome. You know, another argument I get is that this is going to confuse kids somehow because there's a white Ariel and a black Ariel. How? Kids are smarter than you think. Especially these days, most kids are aware of what canon is, okay? I didn't even know what canon was until I was like 20 years old, because I didn't have the internet until I was about 10, and I didn't gain significant internet literacy until I was about 20. Also, that's when I started to embrace nerd culture.
Nerd.
Not even shitting you, I literally had a 5-year-old explain to me that Miles Morales exists in a different canon, so like, calm your tits, Clarice. This Clarice, particularly. Also, there's another argument that children can't relate to characters of different races, which is also pretty ridiculous. I mean, maybe you can't, Jan, but your kids can until you teach them otherwise. They can understand that black and white Ariel can coexist, maybe in the same universe or different universes. They don't really care, they're kids. If anything, seeing a diverse array of characters teaches children valuable lessons about inclusivity and representation. It's an opportunity to show that heroes come in all shapes, sizes, and colors, especially purple. I love me a purple hero. Grimace for President 2024. There's also a genuine debate to be had over Disney's recent originality deficit, and let's be real, it's hard to miss. The House of Mouse seems really stuck on a nostalgia carousel, churning out remakes of classic favorites that, let's face it, often fall flat compared to their originals.
But you're not all boys. So?
I won't lie, I was actually kinda hyped for the Disney remake of The Little Mermaid. It was the first and only remake so far that has had me slightly excited. Halle Bailey as Ariel, sign me the elf up, okay? She and her frickin' sister are adorable on social media together.
Don't laugh! You can't laugh!
I mean, I'm brown, I want more of my Disney princesses to be brown too. But alas, it turned out to be another mid-tier effort. I actually plan on going into greater detail in a future video that I mentioned that I'm working on earlier, so I'll just have to keep you waiting on my in-depth opinion on that. But for now, let's just say I'll stick with the original Disney version, thank you very much. Or even the Toei animation version. That's the one I actually grew up with. I also grew up with this really, obscure Reader's Digest version. Oh my god, I fucking love this one. My grandmother, in a delightful mix-up, bought this one on VHS thinking it was the Disney version. That was my grandma's best mistake ever, next to my mom anyway, because it led me to read Hans Christian Andersen's stories at a relatively young age.
And, not for nothing, the original Little Mermaid television series still holds up and still exists. You can actually watch several of the episodes on Disney Plus itself, and in fact, I highly recommend it. One of my favorite episodes is where Ariel herself meets Hans Christian Andersen and inspires him to write the story of The Little Mermaid.
Hello, how are you? I am under the water. Please help me. Here too much raining.
Kids today are so f***ing lucky. They're gonna have so many different versions of our little millennial mermaid queen to choose from, more than we had when we were kids. This might even spark their curiosity a little bit more to explore earlier Little Mermaid adaptations, including the 1989 Disney version that inspired so many of us. Let's be real though, like the Disney Renaissance era inspired a lot of us, okay? It's reasonable to be mad at these unnecessary Disney remakes, but it is totally unreasonable and unnecessary and a little bit racist, albeit probably a lot racist, to be angry about this iteration of Ariel being black. It doesn't replace the original Ariel, nor does it intend to. It's a standalone interpretation meant to bring joy to little black preschoolers everywhere. Let them have this. It's not for you, it's for them.
Hey, slut. We have something for you.
Oh my god, it's my gay card! Thank you all so much, oh my god.
It was no problem, bitch. We're happy we could get it back for you from those motherfucking transphobic ass clowns.
There's still just one problem.
We're gonna need that card back, bitch.
Put your hands up!
Yo,
wait!
Bitch! Y'all white mermaids are so trigger happy.
I'm okay.
Kim Kardashian.